I see a lot of people asking about Galen Marek, also known as Starkiller, from the Force Unleashed video games. Will we see Starkiller in Rogue One? Is Starkiller gonna be on Rebels? In my opinion, we've already seen Starkiller in the Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, and in the Force Awakens. Hey YouTube, this is Urban Acolyte TV, and my name is Prince. At the end of the summer in 2008, LucasArts introduced us to the Force Unleashed video game, and a few months later, Lucasfilms released the Clone Wars animated movie. Both the Clone Wars movie and the series that followed, along with the Force Unleashed video game, introduced this new idea that Anakin Skywalker had a student that we didn't know about who would play a key part in Anakin's story. When Ahsoka Tano was introduced, the first question we all had was, what'll happen to her during the Clone Wars? How does she die before Revenge of the Sith? Or where will she be during Order 66? As Ahsoka's character developed, the audience's attachment to Ahsoka grew, and it suddenly became all about how we don't want Ahsoka to be taken out by the Jedi Purge, but we also don't want to see her perish during the Clone Wars. This is a point I'm going to return to in a moment, so hold that thought. Let's look at Galen Marek in The Force Unleashed. Galen is introduced to us as Starkiller, the secret apprentice of Darth Vader. Starkiller is the proto-inquisitor who is tasked with hunting down the Jedi who survived the Purge for Darth Vader. Now, whether Vader was being honest or not is a debate for a different time, but Vader tells Starkiller that he wants to make him his apprentice so that they can defeat the Emperor. Of course, Emperor Palpatine, being several steps ahead of Vader at all times, realizes what Vader is doing, so he orders him to kill Starkiller. It turns out that even though Vader impaled Starkiller and spaced him, this is supposed to be a ruse as part of a bigger plan where Vader instructs Starkiller to find allies to help lead a rebellion in order to defeat the Emperor. Galen seeks out General Ram Koda, who he blinded as a result of their earlier fight when Vader ordered Galen to kill Koda. Galen's partnership with Koda eventually led to an alliance of several Imperial senators who were in opposition to the Empire: Bail Organa, Garm Bel Iblis, and Mon Mothma. Vader appeared during the meeting where he captured the Imperial senators along with General Koda. At this point, it is revealed that the entire thing was a ruse to round up and eliminate the enemies of the Empire. Well, every good video game deserves a good boss fight, so our hero Galen Marek travels to an incomplete Death Star to face Vader and the Emperor and to save General Koda and the senators. Now, the canon ending for the game is that Starkiller defeats Vader, rescues the senators, but he dies by the hand of the Emperor. The senators go on to formally start the rebellion, and they use Galen Marek's family crest as the official symbol for the rebellion. Now, the thing that stands out about the story of Galen Marek or Starkiller is that this was initially the canon story of how the rebellion was founded. As a matter of fact, the Star Wars character encyclopedia lists Jedi Master Shaak Ti as being the same species as Anakin Skywalker's apprentice, Ahsoka Tano. It goes on to say that she escaped Vader's massacre at the Jedi Temple and organized a resistance against the Empire until Vader's apprentice, Starkiller, came in and defeated her. I would imagine that this will be retconned so that Master Shaak Ti will have either died during Order 66 or she was later executed during the Jedi Purge by Vader or one of his Inquisitors. Since we're on the topic of things being retconned, what happens with Starkiller now that his story is no longer canon? Will we even see Starkiller again? As I've already stated, I think that we've already seen Starkiller. I think the idea of Starkiller, what that character represented, was spread across several characters. Let's think this out. After the Clone Wars ended prematurely, we never saw what actually happened with Ahsoka. Our last shot of her was leaving the Jedi Order as a 16-year-old girl who was primed and ready to step into her rank and title as a Jedi Knight. When we see Ahsoka at the end of Season 1 on Rebels, about 15 years have passed. She's now a grown woman in her early 30s and a master in her own right. Now, what she's mastered is up for debate. Think of Ahsoka as a master in the same way we would consider the Legends character Jolee Bindo to be a master. And Jolee Bindo also walked away from the Jedi Order during the Old Republic era. What we do know of Ahsoka is that she was working in the background as fulcrum for a period unknown to us at this time. Dave Filoni stated that Ahsoka actually does have a full backstory that he'd love to tell. I'm guessing that Ashley Eckstein knows it since she basically is Ahsoka. Fulcrum is working closely with Bail Organa, dishing out orders to these pocket cells of resistance fighters. It's possible that Fulcrum became involved with Cham Syndulla, Hera's father, shortly after the events on Ryloth in the Lords of the Sith novel. This means that Ahsoka, as Fulcrum, played a part in forming the resistance, or the rebellion. She was obviously working with Bail Organa and possibly Mon Mothma. She probably recruited the Ghost Crew on Rebels, but she also recruited people that we see in the movies, like Captain Wedge Antilles. Even though we have no idea where Ahsoka is during the original trilogy, Ahsoka's impact is present in the original trilogy, all the way up to The Force Awakens. Whether it's intentional or not, Ahsoka has come to represent everything that Starkiller did when he turned to the light and acted under his true name as Galen Marek. As for the Starkiller dark persona, we have the Inquisitors. The Inquisitors are literally Force-sensitive soldiers trained to be completely loyal to the Empire and to carry out Vader and the Emperor's orders. The Inquisitors are tasked with hunting down Jedi and other Force-sensitive people. If someone enters an Imperial Academy and their performance is greatly superior to their classmates, they're taken to a secret facility to be trained as an Inquisitor. That's what happens with Zer Leonis' sister, Dara. The same thing would have happened to Jai Kell if Ezra and the rebels had not broken him out of the academy on Lothal. The connection between Starkiller and the Inquisitors is pretty obvious, but I would actually like to look at the connection between Starkiller and another character who was not alive during the time period when Starkiller would have been active. Let's look at the connection between Starkiller and Kylo Ren. Starkiller's name is literally taken from the original name of the Skywalker family. If you really think about Vader taking in this toddler and attempting to raise him, it's almost as if Vader discovered Luke on Tatooine and attempted to raise his own son in secret. So think of Vader as like this twisted, abusive, surrogate father to Starkiller. And Kylo Ren, well, Ben Solo, we have the actual blood descendant of Anakin Skywalker. Kylo Ren's nickname among the First Order officers is Jedi Killer. The original concept for Kylo Ren was the Jedi Killer. The Jedi Killer was supposed to be an Imperial officer in armor, much like Vader's. His job was to hunt for Luke's new Jedi. Think of the Jedi Killer as the Grand Inquisitor from Season 1 with a coolness factor times 10. In Kylo Ren, you have this interesting series of similarities to Galen Marek as Starkiller. There's the relationship to Vader. One sees himself as a surrogate son, the other as literal grandson by blood. There's also this blind devotion to Vader and to the dark side of the Force. There's this similar role of being the apprentice, the one who carries out the orders of the Master to go and hunt down and eliminate the Jedi and those connected to the Jedi Order. I know some of you came looking for me to tease that Starkiller will show up in a later season of Rebels or possibly even in Rogue One. I won't rule out the possibility that Dave Filoni and his crew toss out something to appease the fans, but the truth is that everything story-wise that Starkiller accomplished, someone else has already done it. The Inquisitors have been hunting the Jedi who survived the Purge, and Ahsoka is the one, along with Kanan and Ezra, that bring hope to the rebellion as representatives of the old Jedi ways. But I'd really like to hear from you. Are you buying that Ahsoka has taken on the role that Starkiller once had before Disney took over Star Wars? Would you still like to see Starkiller? And if you do, what role would he serve? Let me know what you think down in the comments section. In case you haven't seen it already, check out this video I posted yesterday about Ahsoka and the Rebels crew in the season finale of Star Wars Rebels. The leaked title is supposed to be Twilight of the Apprentice. Do you think that it could be Ahsoka's last swan song? You can also check out this playlist if you want to see all of my videos that I have so far about Star Wars Rebels. The links for those will be in the cards, so just click this little eye in the top, I think it's the top right corner, but it's my left, so it should be up there. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. Thank you for watching, and remember that I love telling you all about Star Wars so that it might change your life the same way it's changed mine. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the Force be with you. Bye.